Good morning, everyone. My name is Bill Berger. I'm the president and CEO of Berger Geosciences. Today, we're going to talk about earthquakes. There was a recent event over in West Texas, and we want to talk about that today with some detail. The earthquake data comes from the USGS in terms of understanding the seismic response, and the water injection data comes from the Bureau of Economic Geology and the TexNet site. So we're going to have our geologist Norman tell you a little bit more in detail about what we see and what we can gather from this information. All the data is just from public. We don't have anything proprietary, and it's in no way intended to try and point a finger or take any sides. We're only trying to provide information and have a discussion. So hope you enjoy.
Friday, February 28th, 2025, the Permian experienced a 4.8 magnitude earthquake roughly 15 miles southwest of Ackerley, Texas. No damage has been reported at this time and is likely due to limited infrastructure within the surrounding area. However, damage can occur in the epicenter, such as cracks in concrete, damage to buildings, and things falling off the shelves, as seen here from a similar magnitude in New Jersey from last year. The earthquake, from what we can see, was centered in the middle of the Midland Basin at a depth of approximately 4.2 miles or 6.8 kilometers. Zooming in here, we can see that the earthquake is outside both the Gardendale and Stanton seismic response areas, or SRAs, and I have placed a 5-mile and a 10-mile radius around the epicenter. Bringing up the basement faults, these faults are what we know of, but not all the faults are mappable due with current technology. It is important to note that the Midland Basin does look like a broken glass on basement. We bring in the TexNet injection wells here. We can see that there are multiple wells within the 10-mile radius of the epicenter. We break that out into 3 separate types: deep, shallow, and intermixed. We can see the blue here. We have the deep, the yellow is shallow, and the green is intermixed. Taking out the background images makes it a little easier to view that. Now, when I say deep, I'm talking relative. So in the Permian Basin and geological community, we feel that the Wolfcamp Formation, which is shown in green here in the Midland Basin, is the cutoff between the deep formations and the shallow formations. This is primarily due to the fact that the deeper formations are faulted, while the shallow formations are not. So the wells that are injecting into deeper formations will have a probability of having fluid move into the fault lines. The same with the intermixed. You have both shallow and deep with those. And then you also get the shallow, which don't have any faulting. Now, we start here. We can see graphs with the data from TexNet that the blue lines up at the top are total volume per day. The red dots indicate average max pressure per well per day. The green is the average pressure averaged per well per day. The orange is the rate, which is barrels per minute per well per day. And the purple here is the overall well active per day. So what we can see here is starting in 2019, which is the earliest data set that was submitted voluntarily to TexNet, is that the overall volume stayed relatively constant to slightly going down up until late 2023, where it dropped off. After this period, you can also see well counts drop off as well. indicating that the operator-led response groups within the SRAs may have decided to stop injecting into the deep formations and either move shallow or to stop injecting altogether in those wells. So with that, we look at total volume. The black line indicates total volumes, and since late 2019 up until just recently, past 2 months, we can see that over 114 million barrels of water were injected since the start of data collection in the deep reservoir. In the mixed interval reservoir, we can see a general trend of injection falling off. However, there is an increased pressure spike towards the end of 2022, early 2023, before it becomes no injection up until the last 2 months in a intermixed well. This increased pressure spike with lower volumes is disconcerting on a geological level, not knowing if it may be well problems or to do with the formation itself, but we do not have any data to go off to make a decision. Overall volumes, we have 2.5 million barrels of water since late 2019 in both the deep and shallow mixed injection wells. Now for shallow injection wells, we can see that up until mid-2023, the overall volume stays somewhat consistent and then spike in mid-2023. The overall pressures remain relatively flat. However, there is some variance between max and average pressure, but also in mid-2023, we see an increase in shallow well activity. Once again, going back to the intermix, they probably decided to take the deep out and go to shallow. Plus, with the recent earthquake activity, many operators feel going deep is too risky. Overall volumes that have been put into the shallow since 2019 have been roughly 101 million barrels of water to date. So questions that arise from this is, do the volumes and pressures of deep or mixed interval injection wells matter when it comes to earthquakes? Simple answer is yes. What the overall effect of that is, we don't know because we don't have enough information to determine that at this point. The other question that's been asked a lot is the overall weight of the water that's being produced and injected into these formations enough to cause these earthquakes? That we don't know. With over 217 million barrels of water injected into a few wells in a small area, there is some likelihood that the overall effects of that water could be causing earthquakes, but more studies are still needed. Also, it looks like with the Gardendale and Stanton SRAs, there is a possibility that they could merge sometime in the future if activity keeps up. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, Norman Wells, at nwells@bgeo.com. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more of these videos. More information, along with links, can be found in the description. Have a good day.